1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz.
Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins and Trevor.
In a secure mental hospital or facility. But that's not to say, of course, although that kind of approach does seem to suggest that sometimes our brains or the brains of people in that situation act outside of their otherwise normal logical self. That doesn't in any way, in my view, mean that everybody with whatever that problem that person has in their brain, in their mind, not everybody by any means will go and carry out a murder. So it's one where the courts, I believe, are very, very careful, because it's very easy, particularly nowadays, for somebody to claim that their mental health, that a mental health condition actually premeditated the crime that was committed. And so it's not an easy one. You also mentioned the mind. I mean, that's quite interesting. What do we mean by the mind? My understanding really is that the mind is either the brain or is part of the brain. I certainly wouldn't think it is the heart. And on that point, I mean, the heart is a wonderful organ that's incredible. You know, we could go into raptures about this, all the organs of our body, the brain and the heart. But this little pump that's pumping blood around our bodies 24/7, every moment of every day of every year that we live, and it can go on for 75, 85, 95, even 100 years, which, when you think about it, is phenomenal as a piece of living tissue, an organ of the human body. And of course, in a way, it's always been romanticized in songs and in poems. Indeed, in some of my songs, I might say that, I love someone with all my heart. That's a well-known expression. That might be used, but when you think of it, the heart really, the love one is talking about, that you love someone, must be in the mind, or to me, in the brain. But it wouldn't wash, would it, to sing "I love you with all my brain"? It just wouldn't make any. It wouldn't have that touch. We like to think of the heart as the central feature of our bodies, which in a way it is, as the romantic organ, the organ that brings out love. But actually, that's not my opinion, my view at all. I think that the brain, and this comes back to what can the brain do. The heart, really, I do love someone with all my brain is what it should be. And I think the brain also contains the mind. But it is, a phenomenal organ. And I think so often it is separate from what we appreciate. If we take, for example, a movement of our body, you move your arm. If I move my arm up like that, or anything, but let's say my arm, all we think is, well, I've moved my arm. We may not even consciously think that. We turn our head. We're not thinking, oh, I've just turned my head. Everything is kind of beautifully instinctive, so we don't even have to think about these very smooth things that we do. But going back to moving your arm, the brain depends on millions of nerve fibers to register contraction and stretching when we move our arm, for example. It has to register all that. And there's a vast mechanism, vast electrical energy going through.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.
into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. The leader of our gang will make the show go with a bang and fund the aim of everything Cuz does.